Last episode, 4 Aussies with absolutely no narrowboating experience somehow survived their first few days aboard a 69-foot floating apartment called Rakiraki. And now, we've arrived at Hare Castle Tunnel, one of the most famous tunnels on the entire British canal system, over 2.5 kilometres long, pitch black in places, wet, narrow and controlled by traffic lights because there's definitely not enough room for 2 boats to pass comfortably inside. And honestly, after watching us attempt to line up our first approach, even the volunteer tunnel keeper threw his hands up like an airport marshaller telling a jumbo jet to abort the landing. Our first attempt at entering the tunnel, absolute disaster. Second attempt, marginally less embarrassing, but somehow we made it in. And that's really what this whole trip is becoming. A bit of teamwork, a bit of panic, a few pubs, beer reviews, peaceful English countryside, locks, wildlife, kids paddling the canals, yuck, and somehow 4 mates slowly figuring it out as we go. And in this episode, we continue deeper into Britain's incredible canal network, heading towards Wedgwood, with absolutely no idea what's coming next.
Take care, guys. Squeezy, isn't it? That's a bit squeezy. Yeah, look, it's a tight bend, and it's very silted, so good job, Steve. Yeah, see you soon. Thank you.
We're in the Hare Castle Tunnel, almost halfway through. Lots of dripping water.
I can see your glasses.
But we're getting there. Just here in the end. We came out the other side of Hare Castle Tunnel looking pretty pleased with ourselves, and just maybe a little less terrified. Looking at this canal map now, you realise these waterways go everywhere, hundreds of kilometres, linking cities, factories, little villages and pubs all across the Midlands. And somehow, Rakiraki and 4 narrowboating rookies are now part of it. Confidence restored for at least the next 20 minutes. this way for a little while. What's going on here then? Chippies, bloody chippies. And she thinks no one notices. Wow, that's going on YouTube. So this is our first going down lock. So we've had to fill it up and open the top gate, and we're going to drop this time. And we're going to beware the sill. So get the back of the boat hooked up. So we're travelling down the Trenton Mersey. Advantageous. Someone's just come up that lot. Bridge 117 behind us as we travel the Trenton Mersey. And the crew's done enough lock winding and steering for one day. Time to find a cosy canal side pub and continue the very important research for Nilly Poo's beer reviews. So, welcome to Trentham. We had a very good day today. 10 or 11 miles on the canals. I can't even remember where we stopped for lunch. Where did we stop for lunch?
Stoke-on-Trent.
Stoke-on-Trent. What did I have? I can't remember. You know, big day. We've just parked up on the canal down there on recommendation from one of the people who were walking on the towpath. We stopped in Toby's Carvery just for a beer. We don't need another feed. No local beer on tap. So I've gone a Spanish one. Madrid, exceptional apparently. Got good head, colour, it's probably just an ale of some description. It's Aussie cold. Oh, that's nice. Cold beer. That's very drinkable actually. That's quite light and easy. It's not really my palate. 3 out of 5. Cheers. So we started day whatever. We're going to go to Wedgwood. There's a thing to look at over here. So we've only gone, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes. We were told to park near the alpacas.
Love a hoodie.
Found the alpacas. Today it's a wonderful Wedgwood. We're going to try for a cup of tea and a scone. We parked up at Bridge 104. Let's see what happens here. Day 5 on the canals, and today, culture. We've moored Rakiraki near Bridge 104, somewhere between Stoke-on-Trent and a paddock full of alpacas, watching 4 Australians wander past. Just a short walk from the canal sits Wedgwood, one of the most famous names in pottery and fine china anywhere in the world. Founded back in the 1700s by Josiah Wedgwood, this place helped put Stoke-on-Trent on the map. And after days of locks, tunnels and questionable boat parking, suddenly we walk into a world of fancy cups, history and apparently very expensive teapots. Alright folks, what are we doing? We're at Wedgwood.
Morning tea.
Morning tea at 11:30, but anyway, morning tea lunch. It's all very fine china. And I'm actually having a lunch. There's something very British about sitting down for tea at Wedgwood, drinking from fine china that probably costs more than a narrowboat bond. The stories here are incredible, and honestly, Linda may never drink from a normal mug again. Anyway, we've just let someone overtake us because they were travelling together. This guy's coming up, we'll be in that lock next. we're just passing through a place called Stone. The girls have just done another, I don't know, dozen locks successfully. And it's a nice buildings here. Last lock of the day, apparently, according to Kim's records. So somewhere up here we're stopping and finding a pub for dinner, I think. I'm just the camera operator. I don't know what she said. She said something, but I couldn't hear it. Let me go and check in. What did you say? Yeah, I'd help, but you know, I'm on the camera. Bonk. Oh, my ride seems to be going down on me. Are you catching anything?
No, not yet.
What do you normally catch in here?
I had a pike 2 miles that way yesterday, towards the top end of Stoke.
What sort of size are we talking?
Yesterday's was about...
Hey! Are they keep them and eat them?
No, you have to chuck them back in here. You can in the sea, obviously, but no, everything you catch out of the canal you can't eat, so you got to chuck back.
A few of these big duck things here. And a few little baby ones. Today turned into one of those classic canal days. Slow cruising, green countryside and barely a handful of locks to worry about after Wedgwood. The biggest excitement may actually have been these locals. Ducks, geese, honestly we still don't know. And tonight Rakiraki is tied up near the Saracens Head. With cows in the paddocks, storm clouds rolling in and another English pub only a short stroll away. I forgot to check in this morning, so we've started whatever day number we're on, insert number here. We have now left the Trenton Mersey and now we're on the one down to Wolverhampton, I think it's called. I can't remember the name of this one, Kim might yell it out in a minute. Shropshire Union Canal, there you go, Shropshire Union Canal, we're on that one. We've just stopped in at Great Haywood, there's a nice little cafe and shop there, got some little bibs and bobs we needed. Having a bit of a problem with the, there's a grease gland that stops the propeller from overheating and that has used all its grease up, so I had to buy some more grease for that. Wonder if they'll reimburse me because it's their bloody machine. But we've just been told there's a lock repair further up on the next canal system we go to and they're closing it for a week and I reckon it's about 40 miles away. Can we get there before they close it? Otherwise we're going to have to turn around and retrace what we've just done. An impressive looking building over there and there's another one over here which apparently Sugarborough Hall. Lots of little birdies. So this is our first lock on this particular canal system. insert name here. Malenko's roping us in. The girls are wandering up like there's nothing else to do. And it looks like we're going up again. So all the YouTubers I watch always have a big cook-off. They always cook something really nice. So it's narrowboat cook-off time.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see what wondrous creations we can make in this very confined space in this narrowboat. First of all, we're starting with butter. Now it's time for the bacon. Nothing quite like the smell of cooking bacon. Now, of course, we've got to throw in some cheese. Some people like tomato. And there we have Neil's creation on a narrowboat. Bacon and tomato and sauce and cheese on a roll. Yeah. This is Caitlin's tunnel of trees. By now, we're basically experienced canal captains. Well, experienced enough to stop for another beer review anyway. And honestly, when you spot a narrowboat called Nelly, that feels like a sign for Nearly Poo. So it's time for another beer review. We're at the Cross Keys in a place called wherever we are.
Pencreech.
And we're whatever Dave is. The guy outside on the way in the smoking section says, I'm going to try a Hobgoblin unofficial beer of Halloween. It says so on the glass. Anyway, it's cold. It's nice and cold.
You go skiing on your day off.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a big glass. You know, when you've had a frustrating day and you bought a special toy to take on holiday, and for 2.5, 3 days you've been trying to make it work, and it's just frustrating, and you need a beer for the end of it. Hobgoblin's the beer you want. It's a pale ale. It's quite refreshing. The drone, by the way, I think I've finally got the drone sorted, but the battery's flat, so I've got to try to fix it tomorrow. I'm going to give that, it's okay, it's not brilliant, 3 stars out of 5. Cheers. So it's the start of a full day, day number 6. We left at 8:45 this morning, a good start, and we're at our first lock. So the girls have just gone up, Malenko's in charge of the ropes. I just stand here looking good. I haven't got my skipper's hat on. I just stand here looking good. We're right in the middle of England's old pottery heartland, where these waterways once carried Wedgwood china across the country. Brick kiln lock, but not a brick kiln to be seen. There's another boat coming. So you can leave this one open again as well. How lucky is that? Is that 3 in a row now, isn't it? Lovely. So when you're passing other boats on the side of the canal, they like you to go nice and slow. I had a look from a lady the other day. She wasn't happy at all. Pretty sure her name was Karen. But I was doing no faster than this. Then goes on domestic duties. Coffee time. Because I Knew You was the name of this one. It's interesting. Let's get around this corner. Got music on it too. Oh, that is Rhapsody for Bunny. Interesting building at this one, right on the road. Wonder what it is. A castle. It looks like the lock might be empty, so if I just drift out here for a bit, I should, hopefully, be able to go straight in. It's in neutral, just floating. I might have to put it in reverse, I think. Let's see. Looks like we've got some bloody helpers here. Oh, the girls might be getting more instructions. Volunteers, apparently. They tend this one, the sign said back there. The things you see on these stinking, festering canals. So I've got a bunch of, I don't know, school kids probably on a canoe trip. Ugh, hope they disinfect themselves afterwards.
You're used to it.
Because they've just seen a dead fish, a couple of dead birds, some animal with either a small dog or a deer or something. You're very, very brave. How many miles have you paddled today? 10, 20?
We've been a mile down that way and a mile back.
Oh, is that all? They don't even look exhausted. Anyone fallen in? They're not trying hard enough then. G'day, you going? And this is what they're paddling in. Another dead bird. Should they be cheering? It's only a mile. I hear there's chocolate biscuits for the last 6. You look like you're having fun. Smile.
The last one.
Apparently they're short 4 chocolate biscuits, so you don't want to be the last 4 back on board. They're off and racing on the last 4 chocolate challenge. Today's been a different kind of canal cruising. Less chaos, more miles. We're actually trying to stay ahead of a lock closure further up the network. So for once, Rakiraki is moving with purpose. And everywhere along these canals there's life. Pubs, little towns, shops, permanent narrowboats that honestly look more like floating caravan parks. But most importantly for us, places to eat. And where there's food, well, there's usually beer. So we've been on the narrowboat. We've got to push pretty hard at the moment. We've got to do a few kilometres because of doing a repair and lock's going to be shut. So we pushed hard 15 miles, sorry, we did today. That makes you quite thirsty. So then you need a really solid golden ale, which was poured by mistake. I ordered something else and I got this. I've tried a wee bit. Milenko tried this and didn't like it. It's crisp. It'd be called a session ale everywhere else. It's only about a 4% alcohol. I can see why Milenko rejected it. 2.5 out of 5 because I'm being generous because I'm thirsty. Cheers. Funny how quickly things change. A few days ago we were nervous at every lock. Now we're cruising through little villages, under stone bridges, waving at dog walkers and looking for the next pub. What started with nerves, unskilled turns and a crash course in locks has somehow turned into one of the most relaxing adventures we've had. But next episode, there's a lock closure ahead, and if we don't make it in time, our whole route could change. So make sure you hit subscribe, give us a like, maybe leave a comment if you've ever tackled the canals yourself, and come along for the ride with the Not So Grey Wanderers.